All right, guys, put this on the screen right now, because if you're not watching this with your full attention, you're going to miss the part where the moral center of our foreign policy just fell straight through the floor. So check this out, guys. Gaza is underwater. I mean, we're talking entire tent cities collapsing, families wading through filthy water where their living rooms used to be, and people freezing in the same rubble they barely survived. And winter, it hasn't even peaked yet. So this isn't just a storm. This is what happens when infrastructure is gone, when sewage pipes are rubble, when drainage systems are dust, and when the roof you were sheltering under last month is now a lake. Now, while all this is happening, while an entire population is trying to outrun both a war and the weather, it just gets crazy. Now, Israel is pushing a new 20-year security agreement with the United States. 20 years. That's double the traditional term. Now, they're talking about expanded military tech cooperation and packaged with an American first language designed to appeal to Donald Trump and whoever comes after him. Now, floodwater on one screen is what people are seeing, and a generational military pact on the other. So this is the definition of a political reality gap, if you will. And if your instinct says, how are these events happening all at the same time? You're not wrong. Something is off. I mean, deeply off. And here's the thing. This deal isn't about security today. It's about locking in support before public opinion flips tomorrow, because it is flipping. So a lot of younger Americans, I mean, Gen Z and millennials, oppose the Gaza war by massive margins. A majority of Democrats are turning against unconditional aid to Israel. Now, even among Republicans, cracks are starting to show. Because if you're a government watching your base evaporate, what is it that you do? Well, I guess you lock in a 20-year deal before the voters get a chance to say otherwise. Now, this is not speculation. This is timing. And timing in politics always means something. So let's talk about the part that nobody really wants to say out loud. Israel cannot fully defend itself without the United States security umbrella. And that's not meant as an insult. We're just talking about scale. Because during the 2024 Iran volley, US interceptors played a critical role in helping Israel. And US intelligence sharing fills operational gaps. United States built missile systems form the backbone of Israel's defense network. So it's like someone insisting their house is fully self-sufficient while you're the one paying for the power bill, fixing the plumbing, and patching the roof. So the talking point is, we can stand alone. And if that's the talking point Israel's giving, then why the 20-year contract? Because institutions, they don't just ask for guarantees when they feel strong and everything is going right. They ask when they feel the ground is shifting underneath them. And the ground, man, it's shifting fast. All right, let's come back to the flooding for a moment, because that footage, it's not just tragic, it's politically radioactive. Every time a video of a child waist deep in water circulates, another layer of the narrative collapses. You cannot watch an entire population drowning in mud and still believe the policy is stable. And this is why the rhetorical policing intensified, why criticism of the war was labeled as extreme, and why public figures were accused of saying of bigotry for saying children should live. Now, when reality becomes this undeniable, institutions stop trying to defend policy and start trying to control language. But language breaks when images overwhelm it. And here's the part analysts are whispering about in DC. This 20-year agreement is a hedging maneuver against democratic volatility. not global volatility, not regional volatility, American volatility. So what's the translation of this? Lock in support now, because we might not get it later. And this has consequences, and consequences beyond morality. It affects markets. It affects long-term security agreements. I mean, we're talking about defense procurement, investor confidence, risk pricing, government debt exposure, foreign policy predictability. I mean, it leads into intelligence coordinations and alliances that global markets depend on when allies start locking in multi-decade deals. And markets, they read all of that as they fear the near future. So let's say that again. Financial systems don't lock, or they don't look at these deals and see stability. They see preemptive anxiety. Now, why the urgency? Why now? Because public opinion is moving faster than policy. And Washington knows this. So let's look at the generational shift. People under 40 grew up seeing raw footage, unfiltered conflict, and humanitarian suffering in real time. They don't need a press secretary to interpret it for them. They don't rely on narrative gatekeepers. They trust their eyes and what they're seeing. And their eyes are telling them something is fundamentally broken. So this is the real story. A 20-year military pact being drafted at the exact moment our trust in institutions is at a generational low. At that exact moment, Gaza is facing a humanitarian freefall. At that exact moment, voters are rejecting unconditional support. So all of that is not a coincidence. It's a strategy. So this leads us to a bigger question. What does it mean when policy no longer reflects the public's moral compass? When institutions or institutional commitments outrun democratic consent? Because that's not stability. That's governance strain. And strain, it compounds. Because if you zoom out, I mean, like way out, you can see the bigger pattern. International institutions under pressure. Global South powers are shifting, and United States political gridlock increasing as European alliances fracture. We're seeing economic volatility rise. We're seeing global trust declining. And in that context, a 20-year deal doesn't look like confidence. It looks like insulation. But insulation from what is the question? Is it for the voters? All right, you guys let me know. So do I have this all right? Do I have it all wrong? Put it in the comment section below. I look forward to reading and replying to all your guys' comments. And thank you guys so much for watching The Baseline. All right, cheers, everybody.